Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Happy Black Friday again. Just like last year, everything was on sale on Black Friday because we saw, a 20%, something like that, dip on Thanksgiving Day. And here we are again. Cryptos are on sale for cheap, just like your TVs and your computers at Best Buy and Walmart. I'm assuming, I don't know what Black Friday looks outside of the United States, but that's what it looks like here. Everything's on sale. And for us in the United States, including crypto, yay! All right. So anyway, hey, there's definitely several adjustments that need to be made now. I mean, do I have to even declare that now? I mean, sure, could things just sweep us off our feet out of nowhere? Sure, that is within the realm of possibility. But I think a lot of things between now and a December or January peak would need to happen, and it seems unlikely. So now we need to adjust. And I've been clear about that for quite a while. I mean, from July until the end of October, we were on a certain trajectory, and it made sense to at least think that we were going to continue on that trajectory. But now we need to adjust. If you're not okay with that, honestly, two things. This might not be for you. And two, you're probably holding too many cryptocurrencies that you know will be close to worthless or worth much less than they are now, or sorry, in the bear market than they are now. And you need to be much less risky than you are being right now. I want to talk about that at the end. But first of all, I just want to examine, how did we get from $29,000 on July 20th to $69,000 a couple weeks ago? So first of all, I want to point out a few things here. I want to look at this volume here because it's been this weird thing where volume has been low, and people are constantly pointing out to me, hey, volume is low, what's going to happen? This isn't normally how it works out. And they've been right about that. And yet we went from $29,000 to $69,000, a $40,000 move in a span of a few months. And so there's more to consider other than volume, but look at the volume from earlier this year, from December of last year. That was very high volume. And then we got to this period of distribution and the volume dropped. And now the volume is even lower than it was during that period of distribution in late April and early May. And so but yet we went from $29,000 to $69,000. So how did we do that? Well, it was essentially a series of short squeezes. So again, July 20th, we bottomed out at $29,000, and then we had a few good days because Bitcoin was massively oversold. We had a few good days, and then we got to $35,000, and everyone who was shorting Bitcoin was convinced that we would not break through to the upside, $35,000, and then boom, short squeeze. And then we had a few rough days, and then again, another short squeeze because people were still convinced, hey, we're in a bear market. We are in a bear market right now. So they bet against Bitcoin and short squeeze. And then end of September, we were very oversold. Just like today, we are very oversold. And the thing that launched us on October 1st was another short squeeze. And that momentum carried us to about $67,000. And the belief, I think what carried us a few weeks later to $69,000, I think, was the belief, the belief that we were on our way, we were matching up to the previous bull runs, and we were on our way to six figures and higher than that. And all this time, this volume has been low. And so we are in a similar position where we are oversold, but volume is low. And now it seems like people are starting to believe, okay, it's over and we got to pack our bags and I'm going to short this. Of course, we had the smooth brain people longing at $69,000. We have more smooth brain people shorting at $54,000, $53,000. And so the shorts are stacking up, and it's very much in line with the end of September, early October. We might have another short squeeze to push us higher at some point. Whether that's this month or early next month, I don't know, but my guess would be something like that is going to happen. But we need to see this volume pick up. if we are going to reach new highs. And so here's the thing I'm wondering is, when will the volume pick up? I do believe a day is coming when this volume is going to pick up. And so there's a couple of psychological barriers in my mind that I'm thinking, okay, we need to get to these points. And what's it going to look like for us to get to these points? That's the big question. And so, we've broken through that May high of the April high of $64,900 two times, but we were not able to hold those positions. So we kind of wicked above, but didn't have a weekly close above those positions. And so we got rejected there. And so, the first psychological barrier that I would want to see is for us on a weekly candle to break through and to hold above $64,900 and to move higher from there. And perhaps at that time, the volume will pick up. If not, then we're going to continue to struggle, and we're not going to have, no way are we going to have a blow off top, but we're going to slowly climb, have our ups and downs up to $100,000, and then $100,000. If and when we get there, once we break through that, I could see that being a pretty heavy level of resistance. But once we break through that, everyone's going to be talking about Bitcoin. Your family members, your friends, your Uber driver, et cetera, et cetera. And that is when the volume will pick up. But here's the question that I'm asking myself right now is, how long is it going to take us to get to those psychological points? And there's a lot of different scenarios rolling around in my head. And it seems likely to me that it's going to take longer than what a lot of us were hoping for. Could that happen in December? I suppose. Could it happen in January? Yeah, sure. I suppose. Something crazy would need to happen with this volume. Maybe it's a catalyst or something like that. So if not, then what are we looking at? And that's what I want to talk about today. So I have on this chart the bull market support band. And should I do this? This is a screenshot. That's not a screenshot. This is a screenshot. How about I stick with this screenshot for now? And then this is the 2017 bull run. I'll talk about that in a second. But the bull market support band, the red line here is the 20-week simple moving average. If you remember from my September videos, I talked a lot about the 20-week simple moving average, that we needed to hold that. And look at how beautifully we held that in September, and then we popped off higher. And then the green line is the 21 weeks, the 21 weekly EMA. So they do tend to go hand in hand. There's periods of gaps. There's periods where they're very close together. So not only myself, but a lot of people, we like to keep it as simple as possible. Is this a bull run or is this a bear run? Is this a bull market or is it a bear market? And I want to be clear, is it a bull market or a bear market? Not the bull market, or in regards to this summer, the bear market. So in the summer, we were under this bull market support band, and people would ask me, hey, are we in a bull market or a bear market? And I would say, yes, we are in a bear market, but we are not in the bear market. Key distinction. I fully expected us at some point to rise above these levels and for the bull run to be back on. And so here we are. We are still above the support band. And so I would say, hey, we are in a bull market. And what's going to happen next is a key thing. If there's a case, if there's an extended cycle, let's say we peak in September of 2022 or January of 2023, sometime around that time, then I could see there being another mini bear market like there was in July. But as of right now, I do believe, I would say more than 50-50, that we're going to hold this support band. So, I mean, look at May, look at February, January, earlier this year. We just went way too far beyond the support band. And so then when we went down to the 21 weekly EMA, the 20 week simple moving average, there was so much fear in the market that it caused us to crash, to dump way below. I could call it a crash. Yeah, crash. It caused us to dump way below those moving averages, and then we just needed a few months of accumulation before moving back up. So we got too far gone again, which in my opinion was fine when we were thinking about peaking in December or January. But if we're going to have an extended run, there's one or two things that has to happen. One is we need to hold this bull market support band as support, or we need to have another mini bear market. Right now, as of right now, and I hold this loosely, but I would say more than 50%, I think we are going to hold this. I think we're going to hold it. Could we have another mini bear market? Yes, we could. But right now I'm saying, hey, I think we're going to hold it. And the big reasons why, I said this on my Twitter account, and actually I want to go to my Twitter account and read what I posted today. So 2 thoughts right now that I'll share in a video later. One, I want to reiterate, this is nothing like May. Everything was bloated in May, including Bitcoin. That is not the case now. Is there bloating in the market? Yes. Yes, there is. Is it with Bitcoin? Absolutely not. And even with Ethereum, I would say no. Probably with a lot of other cryptocurrencies, no. But there is bloating. There was, there's NFT mania. There's a little bit of the meme coin mania. There was Shiba Inu. That's kind of a canary in the coal mine of sorts. And so anyway, a lot more bloating. But this is nothing. Right now is nothing in comparison to May. There was a lot of up-only sentiment in May. Right now, there really hasn't ever been up-only no matter what happens. There's been a little bit more caution this time around, I do believe. And then number 2, I talked about this in my lengthening cycles vid. If we have a fall 2022 or later peak, we'll probably have another mini bear market like we did over the summer, but Bitcoin wouldn't be flirting with the lower 30s again. Very important. I just don't see it. Regardless, we're still in a bull run and expect prices to go higher. I'll respond to questions in the video. So there are some questions that I will respond to at the end of this video. But anyway, the differences between now and May, lots of bloating here, not much bloating here. MVRVZ score, very important. One of my favorite metrics to look at. We are currently at a score of 2.49. That is a good score, especially in a bull market. That's a very low bull market score. At the end, I would expect us to at the very least get back to where we were in February or April or May, which is, at least a score of 6. And if you don't know what the MVRVZ score is, just look into bitcoin.com, charts, MVRVZ score. I've explained it a lot on this channel. But really, at the end, I would expect us to get somewhere around here, this pink zone. Okay, so we are, and then look at May, look at February, look at April, look at May. We were much hotter at that time. And then secondly, the PUL indicator, the PUL multiple, this is an indicator of just how much. So we have 900 Bitcoin mined per day, and it's an indicator of how much miners are in profit when they mine their Bitcoin at this price. And so when you see this get too high, it's the same deal. It's the market's too hot because we're going to have a lot of selling pressure from the miners. And same deal right now. We're at a healthy point with the PUL multiple. I've talked a ton about a liquid supply. I've talked a ton about coins leaving exchanges. The lower the price goes, the more that's going to happen. And we still have all of the bullish divergences with RSI, with illiquid supply leaving, with illiquid supply increasing, but the price dropping. Do you think, if we were to look at illiquid supply right now, I would probably think it's the same thing. And I'm very confident that it's actually the same thing, where the supply is becoming more illiquid and more of the supply is leaving exchanges. It's not being added to exchanges. So where do we go moving forward? Now here is Trader 360 Trader. This is a chart from his Twitter account, and then I have another chart with another line that I've added to it. So I want to look at first his chart. He wants to keep it very minimalistic when he's looking at, he thinks we're going to peak in September, and I disagree. But here is his perspective as to what that would look like if we peak in September, a very simple trend line that we have not broken from the bottom, the coronavirus dump in March of 2020 to today. As of today, this dollar amount for this trend line is $48,000. And I do like that as the absolute worst case scenario. Unless, of course, we do break through this this bull market support band. And again, I don't think we will. According to Trader 360's chart, he also shares a similar opinion where we're just going to ride this trend line higher. So how long will it take us to ride this higher before some kind of crazy upward movement? Well, here's my trend line added to his chart. And let me expand this real quick. So my trend line added to this chart, actually, I'm going to exit because I'm not seeing the whole thing. We're seeing the $64,900 peak on Coinbase Day in April. We're seeing the two recent peaks. And so the floor is rising, the ceiling is rising a little bit, but the floor is rising faster. If we hold this floor, eventually somewhere here, we need to break through this ceiling. And I would see this as a worst case scenario where we would break through sometime in the spring. And that aligns a lot with Matt Bitcoin's peak in May of 2020. And if you don't know who Matt Bitcoin is, I'd strongly recommend that you watch my lengthening cycle video. So this is, I will clearly say this is a time of indecision. Where are we going from here? Are we going lower or are we going higher? And I hate to say it like this, but yeah, we could go up or we could go down. Or we could go sideways. Oh man, that's so frustrating to say it like that, because I know that's just kind of a pet peeve of mine. So what you're saying is we could go up or we could go down. As of right now, there is indecision in the market. And again, back to the screenshot, if this floor is going to continue to rise, the volume will pick up and the excitement will build. And so this is what I'm expecting. I'm expecting us to hold this floor. It's a very simple way of looking at it, but I'm expecting for us to hold this floor. So I did say that I was going to answer some questions here or respond to some comments. Let's look at what people have said on my Twitter account. Follow me on Twitter, WWBitcoin. Geniox01, this is just a worldwide micro black swan event, all markets dump, sometimes big money season opportunity, et cetera, et cetera. I didn't want to talk about this, but yeah, there's a new COVID strain that has popped up in South Africa. Some people are blaming that for the sell-off with crypto, with stocks. Man, that is, if it is a micro black swan event, that is an extremely micro black swan event. COVID is here to stay. Are we really going to have sell-offs every time there's a new strain? I mean, this is reality now. As much as I hate to say it, this is reality. There will be new strains of COVID. It's going to be a new flu. And it does feel like a curse. And maybe it is. I don't know. So anyway, all right, 5-minute millennial, 4K solid ETH, buy or wait for lower. Should I buy now or wait for the dip? I've talked about this, how I am going to, on my deathbed, 30 years from now, somebody's going to prevent me from dying so that they could ask me if I could buy now or wait for the dip. If you're not buying now, I mean, you should buy some now. You know, this is not financial advice. Do your own research. You should buy some now. I think now's a good buying opportunity. And if it goes lower, buy some more. But if it goes higher, buy even more than that. So let's see. Oh, but he does super respect the community. Please put your ego aside, actually. I don't even know. Oh, okay. I blocked somebody. Black Friday crypto sale. Yes, sir. What do you mean by market was bloated in May? I did address that in this video. I was so ready for blow off top. I'm sorry, Kadehara, who wasn't ready for a blow off top. I mean, seriously, yeah, of course, we were all ready for a blow off top. But here's the thing I said. I think I said I was going to say this at the end of the video. Conviction portfolio. Friends, this is exactly why you need to have more of your portfolio and conviction level things that you believe in. All right, for me, 60% of my portfolio is Bitcoin and Ethereum. I would strongly recommend, if you have the same convictions that I do, that Bitcoin is something that I'm never selling. I'm never selling my Bitcoin. I've been clear about that. And then Ethereum, the thing that I've said is that I'm not selling at least for 10 years. Now I'll sell a little bit at some point, but a very small fraction to just pay some bills or pay for my kids' tuition. But Ethereum, I'm not selling for at least 10 years because I believe that these things are going much, much higher. Bitcoin to 7 figures, Ethereum to 6 figures. I'm convinced of it. It's a conviction level portfolio, and at least 60% of my portfolio is in conviction level cryptocurrencies. And I guarantee you that I slept a lot better than many of you last night, because your portfolio is probably like 80 or 90% things that you are planning on selling at the end of this run, whenever that may be. And so now you're second guessing yourself. You're stressed out of your minds. You're losing sleep because you know that the garbage that you're holding is going to be worth a lot less in the middle of the bear market, and you don't want to be a bag holder. And I'm not sorry. I don't feel bad for you. You've got to be smarter than this. And so I would strongly recommend that you have a conviction portfolio. Because for me, honestly, if everything else goes to zero, but these two, Bitcoin and Ethereum, I will be just fine. And I know that, which helps me ride this storm, because it is a storm. That is what crypto holding is. It's a storm. It's not easy, but it is simple to just hold. For me, yeah, it's not fun to see all this red on the chart, but I'm going to brush my shoulders off at the end of the day. Okay. And then case number 2, maybe if you're still watching this video, maybe ask me on a live stream one day about the second case that I was going to make. I've decided, actually, no, I'm not going to make it on this video. I'll leave you in suspense, but maybe on a live stream, ask me, what's that second thing that you were going to make a case for? But other than that, ride the storm, hold strong, or do what you've got to do. If you are way too exposed right now, do the things you've got to do to make your life easier and more livable. Oh, man. Have a great rest of your week. Have a great weekend. I will be back on probably Monday, but maybe tomorrow. We'll see. I'm not sure. But I'll most surely be seeing you in another video. Peace.